Well, guess what? I'm back to tell another story. You responded well to the last one, so we'll give it another shot. I'd like to tell you a story about the biggest prank ever pulled on one of my sets. And unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, the prank was on me. So the first time Fishing with the Good Old Boys went to Mazatlán, and we went there a bunch of times, and we became such good friends with the Mexican sportsman Geronimo Jurgens that we made him a part of the show. He went several places with us and became a big part of what we did, and we really enjoyed having him on our show. But that first time, he got me. He absolutely got me. So we had just the most amazing fishing trip to Mexico that you can even imagine. The first morning, first 15 minutes fishing, we hooked 4 marlin. You heard me, 4 marlin. It was amazing. And Geronimo and John are just going back and forth fighting. They're losing fish, catching fish, and they're getting tired and they're not talking. So, you know, my job as the producer to be the bad guy. Guys, we don't want dead air. We don't need grunting and groaning and just grinding the reel. We need you talking and tell us what's going on and make us a TV show. And, you know, that proceeded to go just like that for the next 3 days. And on the end of the 4th day of our trip, we had filmed 3 complete television shows. We had a fantastic time, caught more fish than you can imagine. Dozens of Dorado, sailfish, marlin. It was an amazing trip. But, you know, I had harassed those guys the whole time. Stop grunting and groaning. You need to talk. You know, kibitz between the two of you. We're trying to do a television show. I know it's not as much fun as just catching the fish, but this is what we're here for. And needless to say, they understood, but they didn't appreciate it. So the last day, the last few hours we're out there, unbeknownst to me, the guys had gone all throughout the entire fleet and found the biggest reel with the heaviest line they could possibly. They had this giant pin reel with 100-pound plus test line, and they had found a bucket. And they had the fishing area guys fill it up with quite a bit of lead to make it even heavier. So during the shoot, to get even with me, they had me take a still camera. We had a good still camera. Take some pictures of some fish and some jumping stuff. There's a bunch of dolphins over there. So they distracted my attention. I went over there and shot a bunch of really amazing pictures, actually. And I come back and they go, Dave, you know, we know we're giving you a hard time. We want this to be a memorable trip for you too. You've done such a fantastic job with us. The next fish is yours. And the captain says there's a big marlin up there. And all of a sudden I hear this, and I'm going, all right, I get a chance. And I say that on camera. So they put me on this fish, which I thought was a fish, and the whole boat was in on it. Johnny Johnson up above talking about how big the fish was. And Geronimo talking about if they stay down, they're a really big fish. So I fought that fish for at least an hour. They just tortured me, teased me, and obviously I said a bunch of stuff that, you know, made me look bad.
They don't call me Big Fish Jones for nothing.
Oh, man. Oh, that's a smack of the face to me and Donnie Johnson. Johnson, get that baby going. He hasn't landed it yet.
All right, you old ladies go away. I'm working here.
The dude's working. Did you hear that, folks? Called us ladies.
Man.
And he asked,
You know, particularly the one about, you know, they don't call me Big Fish Jones for nothing. And let me tell you, I could not go in a fishing store in Phoenix for a couple years without people yelling, Big Fish Jones. And so I proceeded to fight that fish and pull it on board, and man, was I shocked. And I was so tired. And as soon as they turned the camera off, I wanted to kill him. And I would have, but they ran upstairs on the upper decks, and my arms were just thump, 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 thump. I couldn't climb the ladder to get in. By the time I could, I'd cooled down. But the bottom line is the joke was on them, because that ended up being the #1 rated fishing show, Fishing with the Good Old Boys, we'd ever did. And that time we were on KPHO Channel 5. And the thing did a 2 rating in the morning, and it had a 54% share, which is just in its demographic, which is 18 to 49 males, which is unheard of. I mean, it was unbelievable. That kept us on that channel for quite a bit longer, just that one show. Because, you know, normally a fishing show gets a tick, which means somebody watched it, not enough to make a 1% of a rating. So, you know, it gets a tick. but this got a 2 rating. And every time it aired, I would get a call from some people saying, Dave, dude, we're with you, man. I was completely fooled until you pulled that thing up, you know. And other people call me up that knew me really well and teased me too. But that was one of the biggest pranks that ever happened on a shoot to me, and we called that the bucket show.
Hey, folks. Fishing with the good old boys. We'll see you next week. Dave Jones, our executive producer. Big Fish Jones. Dave, Big Fish Jones. He catches them big ones all the time. You heard him live right here. All right. Good job, Davey.
Oh man, what a way to kill a guy, man.
All right.
You guys used to be my friends.